Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today I want to do the Also Me movement. Now, for some reason, news channels like Tim Pool and the Lotus Eaters and other commenters can say the, hashtag, those words together. I can't. I don't know. They don't like me saying it. Maybe because I don't have very much positive to say about the movement. But the Also Me movement. Is it over or is it just getting started? We see Johnny Depp. We see plenty of cases where allegations come out and they've been proven false, and they keep going with the movement. And then when, say, the movement, then there's allegations against President Houseplant, Joe Biden. All of a sudden, it's kind of like, meh, whatever. Like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. So, a lot of people, including myself, was kind of like, hey, maybe it's on the way out. But this is a picture of Fred Savage, the producer, ex-producer now, I guess, and former actor of The Wonder Years, which was a fun show when I was younger. Anyway, he's been canceled. And what are the allegations against him? He said some things. What things? Don't know. Doesn't matter. We just said he said some things, so he's out. And the same thing happened to Bill Murray. And what came out about Bill Murray? He touched a woman's hair or put his arm around her shoulders or something in a friendly, joking way and maybe made a joke that wasn't taken right. Oh, let's shut down the movie production. It's over. Everything has to come to a grinding halt because a woman didn't like something. Well, Fred Savage just got fired from the Wonder Years reboot for inappropriate conduct. And the problem with this is, again, what is the inappropriate conduct? It used to be, hey, if you say, hey, you know what? I think you're really pretty, and I think you look great in that dress. That's not harassing somebody. That's giving them a compliment. And again, back in my day, which was 17 minutes ago, women, even if they really didn't like you or anything, they'd be like, oh, thank you. And then they'd move on with their day. And if you asked them out on a date, they would say, no, you're not my type, but thank you anyway. And that is the one warning we're supposed to get as guys to not bother somebody anymore. Well, now when it's like, excuse me, I have a boyfriend, stop harassing me, and they freak out, now guys are like, all right, I just won't talk to women anymore. And it's coming back around again. So he's been fired. Fred Savage has been fired from his role as executive producer and director. So he was the top man on set. As Disney-owned ABC reboot of The Wonder Years, a spokesman confirmed Friday, Savage, who starred in the original Wonder Years show, was investigated for inappropriate conduct before the decision came into fire the 45-year-old. Recently, we were made aware of allegations of inappropriate conduct. That's all it is, allegations. Do they have any proof?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, sir.
Nope, of course not. As is policy, an investigation was launched. Upon its completion, the decision was made to terminate his employment as executive producer and director of The Wonder Years. Okay, so they did a full investigation. What did he do wrong? Well, the alleged misbehavior include verbal outbursts and inappropriate behavior. Okay, and that is? Actress Allie Mills, who played Savage's mother on the original show, said in 2018 the series was canceled back in 1993 over a completely ridiculous harassment suit that was a spicy harassment suit that was going on against Fred Savage. The suit was filed against Savage, then 16, and then 20-year-old Jason Hervey, who played Savage's brother on the show, claiming, again, verbal and physical harassing. Now, I looked up the results of that, by the way. Found completely innocent. He was found completely innocent on that. So, same thing. Back in the past, they claimed he did something. They did an investigation. They're like, no, everything's fine. But they canceled the show over it. So they canceled the show, did the investigation. Then they're like, oopsie, everything's fine. Mills said her on-screen son is the least offensive. Now, again, this is another actress that worked with him for several years, and she is a female. Mills said her on-screen son is the least offensive, most wonderful, sweet human being to ever walk the face of the earth. So I thought it was a big joke and it was going to blow over. Some innocent people can get caught up in this stuff, Mills continued, referring generally to the sweeping Also Me movement. It's very tricky. It was so not true. It was my customer, and I don't care if she's listening, she said. Oh, costumer. It was so not true. It was my costumer, and I don't care if she's listening, she said. I probably shouldn't be telling this, but I don't care because it's so long ago and it's got to be over now. So the costumer said something. A woman in 2018 claimed Savage attacked and harassed her on the set of The Grinder. Actor slammed the allegations as completely without merit, not absolutely untrue. And the investigation into the claims found no wrongdoing. So again, somebody else said he did something inappropriate. They investigated. Nothing wrong. And again, they go, last month, legendary comedic actor Bill Murray was accused of inappropriate behavior. And you know, there's really not much less. There's not much left to this. But here's the thing. If you give someone the power, of canceling somebody just because something made you uncomfortable. Do you know what? Cold weather makes me uncomfortable. A really hot, sunny day when I'm standing in the sun makes me uncomfortable. Are we that soft in a society? We know the answer to this. Are we that soft a society where everything triggers you? And so if it's something that you can get someone canceled or fired or removed for, that's the direction we're going to go? Soft people, man, hard times. And of course, yes, we know the answer is yes. Everybody is going, because for some reason now, claiming yourself to be the victim is a currency in our current society. But I have this from the Daily Wire, and I'll make this kind of the last thing I go over here. I have this from the Daily Wire. It's a picture of Johnny. 10 Also Me allegations that have completely fallen apart. They say at the height of Also Me movement, any man with even a modicum of perceived power, from actors and directors to professors and video game developers, was seemingly at risk of being accused of inappropriate behavior. Outside of the high-profile accusations like those against Harvey W., that's a name you can't say here on YouTube, Bill Cosby, Charlie Rose, many men with some limited power were accused of misconduct. Some of the accusations boiled down to a person simply being a jerk rather than doing anything actionable. And with Johnny Depp's current defamation trial against ex-wife Amber, it's a good time to look back at some of the Also Me allegations that didn't hold up to scrutiny. Now, you can agree or disagree with these, but remember, if you don't have a court proceeding that turns out that actually something happened, it becomes he said versus she said. And if you want to take the side of the woman in that case, that's fine. But if there's no legal wrongdoing found, then you kind of have to say, okay. And Johnny here, Mr. Depp, he's lost roles. He's lost everything in Hollywood. And if you haven't been paying attention to that trial, man, you should watch it. It is a dumpster fire. It is absolutely beautiful. Brett Kavanaugh. And I'm not going to go too deep into a lot of these, but with Brett Kavanaugh, they were not able to bring up actually any cold proof that Christine Blasey Ford even met Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Aziz Ansari, he went on a date, and he said, this one I will read because this is something that might happen to you guys. The allegation against Ansari were widely criticized when they first made on an obscure website, though some in the media did call him a predator. The allegations to many appeared to be displeasure after a bad date, during which Ansari appeared to misread a woman's confusing nonverbal cues. Despite the allegations being widely dismissed, Ansari is all but disappeared for public life, losing his Netflix series Master of None and avoiding stand-up for months. And that's a kind of if you're unfamiliar with that one, you should look it up. But basically, she never said no. He said, you seem to be interested in it. Everything was fine until the next morning you kind of had a little bit of regret, and that's when the accusations started coming out. Justin Bieber, this one was an interesting one where girls accused, I think I might have done a video on this one. I think I did. Girls accused him of doing some bad things to them. And he's like, I've actually got a picture of me during the time that you're accusing me of something in a completely different city, and I've got a receipt, a bar receipt. And he went on Twitter to snap back at these girls. And then he actually filed a countersuit. I think they settled or something. But they go through a few more. Most of these names I'm not familiar with, so I'm not going to go over a bunch of them. But Time after time after time. The thing is, we've gotten into a bad place where you do want to believe people, you do want to believe women that have had harm done against them, and they've had inappropriate advances done to them. Well, not advances. Let's be honest. I mean, if it's repeated, yeah. But if a guy just comes out and does something that you don't like and you're uncomfortable with it, and you say, please stop, and he stops, we're done. We're done here. And if he keeps going, then yeah, I can see where a woman would want to complain about that. We don't want that to go away. But the problem is when you abuse and misuse this type of thing, which again, if you're watching the Johnny and Johnny trial, Amber and Johnny trial, if you're watching that, you can kind of say, there's a lot of witnesses for him, and all she's doing is telling a story, and miraculously, there's no witnesses. And again, when that happens, when it happens enough, people are going to start to question people that have really had real things happen to them. And so it's being abused, and it's just going to blow up in their face. And it's already starting to. Because now a lot of people are like, well, the Also Me movement's dead. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Based on what happened to Bill Murray and what's happening here to Fred Savage, I don't think it's done with. But I think what Hollywood and other businesses of its ilk is when you're overwhelmingly attacking those within, so like Hollywood attacking actors and directors and producers, what happens is a lot of them are going to look for other job opportunities. A lot of them are going to play it safe. A lot of them are going to kind of shut down the creativity and not put themselves out there. And what you get is what you see in society today. Netflix falling off a cliff, HBO falling off a cliff, our movie qualities. They're all boring, dull reboots where men cannot ever beat a woman at anything. Women are the strongest, smartest, most capable, and the men are weak and effeminate and unable to solve any problems. And what happens? It becomes boring. You know, I really enjoyed the first Doctor Strange, and this is off on a tangent, but I really enjoyed the first Doctor Strange movie. But I've been watching reviews for the second one, and they're like, the story writing, like it's beautiful to watch, and they've got some interesting elements, but the story writing makes no sense, especially if you are a Marvel comic book fan. They've swapped stuff. They've just done an awful job with it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to pay Hollywood any money to see it. I'll wait until it's on the high seas to go watch a video of it. Now, as a surprise, I do have video of Fred Savage and what happened between him and the woman, but I can only show it over on betterbachelor.locals.com. So if you're here on YouTube and you want to see it, join me on betterbachelor.locals.com and you can see it.